Hello and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're listening to or seeing this video. My name is Paul Croker. I'm the owner of a company called 18IT, and it's my absolute pleasure to welcome industry friend and generally good guy, Dan Scott. Dan, tell us who you are, where you come from, and what you do.
Paul, thank you. It's great to be here. Hi, everybody. Thank you very much for watching, listening, or however you are enjoying this. My name is Dan. I am the Senior Director of the IT Nation community here in Europe. What does that mean? That means our IT Nation Evolve peer group community. That means our IT Nation Connect Europe conference. We'll talk about that a little bit more later. Our user groups and our other community events that we run all over Europe. So it's my pleasure and my honor and privilege to be able to bring business owners and leaders together within the MSP community, help them achieve their personal and their professional goals. I love it.
Perfect. That sounds quite different to some of the roles and stuff you hear about. It's community focused, community led.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very privileged from the organization to be able to focus entirely on helping our members. That's the sole focus of what we do. Are we providing value to our members? Are we giving people that pathway to find that, to achieve their goals and find success? I always tell people that the destination for everyone is different. We all want to achieve different things. For some people, today it could be an exit, it could be M&A is prevalent within the sector, but it's not for everybody. For others, it could be finding enhanced profitability. It could just be, by the way, Paul, getting to a point where, do you know what? Not everything in this business has to go through that one person. How do I get my business to a place where, do you know what? I'm not in the center and I'm not the key, the failure point in every process if I'm not around, which means I can't take any time off. However, the journey that we all go through to reach our goals, I think, looks broadly similar. We all face similar challenges. We've got similar opportunities if we can realize them. And we all need support, we all need accountability, and we all need challenge to get there. And that's what community does for people, and that's what we bring within the IT Nations. All about helping people achieve their goals.
Perfect. Love that. And I think that's one thing which is quite nice in our industry, the IT industry. We have these events where people are just generally want to help you. Yes, there's opportunity to look at products and services and stuff. Of course, we need that, but it's about balance for me. And I think the thing I quite like about the stuff that you guys are doing is there's a nice balance to it. There's a nice look and feel to things.
Yeah, hugely. It's about the end of the day, the really hard issues or the issues that are going to move us forward are rarely reinstalling or installing a different piece of software. That isn't going to be the key to it. It's looking at what's really holding us back, or getting the feedback and having people external to you who care about you, who want to see you be successful, and can see the things that either A, we choose to ignore, we all have them, I know I have them, or B, we just don't see. So there are two things, and they're saying, I think this is where you need to focus. This is where you got to put your work in. This is where you got to double down. And by doing that, you're going to unlock the success that you're looking for. Because what I see you doing is lots of busy stuff over here. And where actually, if you were tackling the hard stuff here, I think you'd see a genuine change and the success that you're looking for. So yeah, totally with you.
Cool, perfect. That's great, and I think that's really what brings us to this sort of video chat and call today. Really, is to shine a spotlight on the IT Nations events coming up in London in, I believe it's March, isn't it?
Yep, 10th to the 12th of March, we will be hosting IT Nation Connect Europe at the Hilton Metropole on Edgware Road in London. We're going to be 600 people over 2.5 days. 3 of you include our pre-day sessions, which are selling out fast, limited numbers for those. And I can't wait. Well, just as we're recording it today, we're just under 60 days away from the event, and it's that kind of time now where it all gets really real. And
Yep.
it's we're on the other side of Christmas. Our keynote is confirmed. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a bit. Finally, I've had like a post-it note on the bottom of my monitor with stuff I'm not allowed to talk about because I'm really bad at it. And that's one of
Don't
the
give it all
things.
away, Dan. Don't give it all away. Keep some
Exactly.
back.
It's like the little red dot appears like here when I do podcasts and calls with people of don't talk about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, finally I can. I don't get in trouble or anything.
Brilliant. No, love it. So I've had a quick look at the website and stuff. It's great to see the information is being populated there. So listeners and watchers who are watching us on the video, of course, can go and have a look at that and see what's going on, what it's all about and stuff. Who's it really aimed at? Who's the target audience here?
Yeah, so first up, everybody go to theitnation.com. So it's theitnation, all one word.com. From there, you'll have conferences at the top, and you can click through to IT Nation Connect Europe. So I'll rewind a little bit, Paul. First
Sure.
of all, what's the goal? What are the team and I? There's a whole host of amazing people behind the scenes and helping us deliver this. And a huge thank you to every single one of them. Like you mentioned, that the agenda and the sessions are populated online. A huge shout out to my colleague Jessica Dimmitt, our content and events manager. So thank you for all the hard work. But what do we come at things from? It's really simple. I think the most valuable thing that any of us can invest is our time. It's the one thing that none of us have got enough of. People might be listening or watching today, and you're in the car or you're at the office, and we thank you for taking the time to listen to us, because again, you've got lots of things that are competing for your time and attention. What I want to do, and what all of the team behind me as well want to do, is bring value. That's where we come at things from. How can we leave the people who invest their time in the best possible position to go off, have actionable tips, tools, things that they're going to be doing within their business, have connections that they built through our networking, and expanding their own personal community while they're at the conference, and have the confidence, the knowledge, the ability, and also, by the way, just the push to go and do it. You know, the enthusiasm and the drive to want to go and do it by the time we leave. That's what we focus on, bringing the best speakers. And by that, I mean from the community. Over, I believe it's around 70% off the top of my head. I'm very good at remembering stats and things. It's one of my downfalls. Dates and stats, terrible. Is speakers from within the community who are coming to share their knowledge, their expertise, and their talent with the rest of the community. That's what we're all about, is showcasing the information and the tools and the speakers that people want to come and see and can take away things from. So the way we break it down is on our content tracks. So when we're planning, we take our vision for the conference, then we take our content tracks. Don't think about it as like one room for one discipline, because then it's almost like pick a tribe and forever shall you stay. We mix it all up throughout the agenda. But we have 4 content tracks that are running during the event that are there to give people the information, the knowledge that they need. So first up, MSP operational maturity. So OML, for those that are familiar with service leadership, it's their copyright, it's their trademark. Operational maturity level, so how we can become better, more efficient, productive, profitable as businesses, and that includes M&A. So that's where you'll find all the M&A content, of which we have a great deal within that talk track. Second up, one that's very familiar and dear to your heart, Paul, cybersecurity and AI.
Yeah.
And then we've got sales and marketing. Of course, how do we fuel the growth engine within our business? So when people register, we ask you a series of questions. One of those is about your priorities for the year and what you're looking to take out of the event. By far and away, at IT Nation Connect 2023 in London, our biggest audience participation and reason for being there was business growth. So catering for it in the sales and marketing track. And then last up, service delivery, client success, and operations. So how do we build the machine that is our business and make sure that our processes are executing as they need to be, and that we're delivering the right outcomes for our clients? Because sometimes we can all be a bit guilty of building things that work for us, and we stop thinking about how the rubber hits the road when it goes out to be put in front of those that, of course, are paying our invoices.
Love that, and I quite like the fact that it's you finger on the. I call it finger on the pulse, and I think this is so important that we as an industry we don't lose track on who it is we're serving and what we're trying to achieve, and we can come up with some great ideas of what we think people want or what people need. But it's always better to get those from the actual people themselves via
Yeah.
feedback or voices and information, and just hearing what their challenges and struggles are, because then we can really get traction, I think, and really help deliver some quality content and help people.
Yeah, absolutely. We're privileged to have a very active advisory council that help us to build our strategies and help us to build, again, keep that relevance. It's not just about us, but what us saying is important. It's about us going and highlighting the sections of the community and bringing in experts to talk to us and to talk to our community, that will bring value. I keep saying that word. It's all about value. How can we make sure that we reward the investment of time that people make with us?
Perfect. So this event on in March is not just for technical people who are on the tools. This is for anybody within the organisation
Not
or
at
key
all.
people.
Business owners, business leaders, people looking to perhaps invest, or
Mhm.
people looking to understand the sector, and broaden outwards within our sector, all the way to through businesses as well. So how can we help people to expand and broaden their careers? You know, it's amazing when I see people who come back to events year after year, and you see how their careers have developed. So someone who could have been in a service delivery position, and then went into a service management position, is now in an operations leader position, just as an example. And the same with a growth role, such as being in a sales position to a sales leadership, and now into a sales ownership position for a company, and help seeing the journey that they go on. There's no substitute, in my opinion, for being in a room of your peers in the industry to see what's possible, to be
Yeah.
inspired, to find people who you think like, I want to be doing what you're doing. And then how do I go off and unlock that growth within myself? It's all about finding those sort of aha moments, that, golden nuggets, whatever you want to call it. Everyone
Yeah.
calls them different things, and getting that spark that's going to help to push you on, just as I had in my career as well. It's one of the reasons I'm here and doing what
No,
I do. It's because of what I learned at community events.
that's perfect, and it's so great to hear that. I mean, I've seen some posts on LinkedIn and social media where MSPs and tech people are saying new year, new resolution, new me, and all that jazz and stuff. And some of them are saying actually they want to come out, move away from the day to day laptop service desk, help desk, whatever it is, solving, putting out fires, etc., fire extinguishers and all that jazz. And they want to come along to events. And I saw a great picture of two guys sat in a train carriage. They said last year they started that for the first time. So if there's any people from the tech space who are thinking and umming and ahhing about it, this is a great opportunity to kind of do something about that. Have that idea and that thought, but now commit to it. Let's deliver on it, and this could be a great event for you to come along, talk to some like-minded people. Not just going to get jumped on by salespeople, but as Dan's alluded to, there's some great tracks here. You can find out some fantastic information. Tech people, non-tech people. It's an inclusive space, and I think those things are important to sort of to bang the drum for as well.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. It means a lot, and it's a labor of love. That's when the team we put these events together, and it's how, again, just keep coming back to it. How can we deliver something that people are going to remember? They're going to value. Those are the main things.
Cool, that's great. Looking at the website stuff, you've got some points mentioned on there, which is great, and you've given a shout out to the back staff as well to put it all together. Because as always with these things, there's a great team supporting behind the scenes. So hats off to them, and kudos to getting the information published and that up there, because it's quite a job. One thing I've picked up on quite a few times with MSPs and people in the tech space is they like to talk and to network and the rest of it. Are there those kind of opportunities with your events?
Yeah, that absolutely, absolutely. It's one of the core fundamentals when we're designing the agenda, is making sure that we're building community. At the end of the day, that's why we're there. We're a community. We're not just an event. And there's a very big difference between the two. So first up, what everyone's thinking, and what people thinking but maybe not saying, it's never IT Nation unless there's a good party. And this year will be absolutely no different. We are taking over Putt Shack in White City. So for those that were at IT Nation Connect Europe 2023, we took over Flight Club down in near Buckingham Palace Road. And this year we said we're switching it up. We're going bigger, and we're going to Putt Shack down in White City. So we're going to be taking over that. But all the way through the whole event, there's networking time, pub crawls in the Solutions Pavilion to go and meet the brilliant solution providers that are coming along to make the event possible, and to find out all the new tools and solutions that are on the market that you can take out to your clients, and that you can go and win with in 2025 and beyond. But then also community sessions. We're going to have panel sessions, again, trying to highlight the views of the community. It's not just about us coming and telling people this is what you should do. It's about the community sharing, this is what we're doing and it works. So all the way through, it's all about helping people to grow their network. Again, very privileged to meet so many people. Paul, you and I met through community and events. Absolutely. And about how people can make those connections from the moment they get there until the moment we wrap the event on the end of the Wednesday.
There's a thing bounced around in my head. I feel a bit in the dark on this. What's the name of the venue again?
The Hilton Metropole on Edgware Road. So it's just had a big refit since
the party event.
Putt Shack, White City. Excuse
what
me.
What is Putt Shack, and what's that all about? I've never even heard of it. I feel like I'm in the dark.
It's like urban junkyard golf, urban golf. I think you know what I mean. So it's all about we're going out on the course. Whether you can arm yourself with your putter and a beverage of some description, and or multiple beverages, and make our way around an indoor golf course. But of course, open bar, food and drink, all the usuals as everybody would expect, and celebrate being together as a community.
Perfect. That sounds really good. Who doesn't like a party? I mean, come on. Is the drinks and socializing and those aspects are fab, and we know those work because, as you said, we talk about other community events as well. Just getting together, having a chat with people, talking tech stuff, talking work stuff, retro gaming, whatever it might be, a bit of stuff all mixed in for good measure.
Absolutely. Yeah, precisely. It's all about coming together and learning from each other, sharing with each other, and helping each other to grow as an industry. That's the objective. Whatever problem you've got, arm yourself with it front of mind, and ask people, talk to people. There's nothing wrong just because you don't know someone, they probably don't either. And so it again, make those connections. Have something that you want to achieve. Have that one big thing. I want to get an answer on what people are doing around their agreements around cybersecurity, how they're having those conversations with clients about how they're empowering their team, about how they structure their team as they grow, whatever that might be, about how they're preparing for M&A, about what people are looking for when they buy a business or what happens when they sell a business and the lessons that they learn. Whatever it is that you want, have that kind of front of mind and talk to people and ask people about it. If you're stuck, find me, find the team, and we'll introduce you to people. Those that know what they want to achieve get the most out of the events without a shadow of a doubt. And the more actively you participate, the more you will take away. Go and have a look at the agenda online. There are some awesome sessions. Regrettably, I'm going to be in a position where I know I won't get to go and see them all because I've got other stuff to do when I'm there. Keep me busy.
Yep.
But I'm going to try and stick my head in on all the ones that I desperately need to go and see because there's some brilliant stuff.
So for delegates come along, then it's important to come along with an open mindset, a can-do approach, and not just come there to sort of see what's going on and the rest of it, but be involved. Talk about your experiences, share your thoughts, share your ideas.
You try and park the day job, and I appreciate in what we do, that's really hard because I talk about this quite a lot. So apologies to those that have heard it from me before, but you've got this sort of triangle of chaos where you've got people, tech, and clients. And in the middle of those three things is just never-ending stuff. And I'm moderating my language there slightly because it's 10:41 a.m. as we're talking, and yes. It just is never a dull day. But try and the best you can, try and get your head out of Teams, Outlook, Slack, WhatsApp, whatever for that period of time, and focus on learning, and focus on building your network, and focus on connecting with people, because that's what's going to give you the return. That's what's going to give you the knowledge that you need. It's very, very easy. I appreciate someone's listening and thinking, I just can't get out of this and this and this. We all have that. Something's going to, life does get in the way. But try the best you can, set things up before the event. So prepare for not being there rather than just one day not being in the office, and try and get the bits, it's a bit like going on holiday. We all have a nightmare push, don't we? Like the week before, we're going to take some time off because we know we've got to get stuff put to bed best we can so it doesn't disrupt our holiday as much as possible. This is the same. Try and do that. Try and focus on being present. Make the most of your investment in your time as well, in being with us. And I guarantee that by doing that, you're going to get more value from attending.
What's the one thing then that you think would be a front of mind to pull people in to this event?
Oh, so I'm fickle. We've just announced, so front of mind for me, and we've just announced our guest keynote speaker, and that has been one of the biggest post-it notes of, for crying out loud, don't talk about this, if you know what I mean, because you've got to do these things in the right order, and until everything is done and dusted and stuff, then I could get in a lot of trouble by shooting my mouth off, which I'm famous for.
Just before you announce it, Dan, let me just see if we can get this working a minute. I've got some new gadgets here, and I'm having a bit of a play around with them.
Oh, so Lord help us.
We can have a drum roll, and then you can do the announcement. Hold on.
I'm pleased to announce the guest keynote speaker for IT Nation Connect Europe 2025 is none other than serial entrepreneur, best-selling author of Become a Key Person of Influence, and oversubscribed, a true champion of small businesses and a visionary thought leader, and a soon-to-be, as we're recording this, twice guest on the Diary of a CEO podcast, Mr. Daniel Priestley. I can't wait to welcome Daniel to our main stage. Absolutely can't wait. So Daniel will be talking about Get Oversubscribed, obviously the title of one of his books, Stop Chasing Clients and Get Them Chasing You.
Wow.
I can't wait.
That's going to be really cool. What a great headline speaker you've got there, delivering his thoughts, knowledge, and insights.
It's all about growth. All about growth and how we can grow in a modern era. I speak to so many people that are saying traditional routes to market don't work anymore. that what we could, I'll use the pandemic because it was a bit of a sort of change moment for us all, of how we used to go to market before 2018, 19 is just doesn't work for us now. We're not seeing the returns, the results that we used to. How do we grow? How do we get out there? I see people doing things. I don't really understand it. I see it, especially when it comes to digital media. There is no one finer, I believe, in the world than Daniel to teach us about how we can adapt, we can thrive, how we can build brand, be that business and personal, and also go out and truly differentiate who we are and what we do. For those of you who have read Key Person of Influence, I strongly recommend it to everybody. But of course, they talk about the 5Ps: so pitch, publish, product, profile, and partnership. How can we build the tools that are going to make us, and then by proxy our businesses, that key person of influence within our industry? It's going to enable us to win more, to charge more, become more profitable, and be someone that people want to do business with. Be out there as a business and a person that people want to approach and do business with. It really is. It's been really beneficial and very changing to how I operate, is following Daniel's principles. We had a big act to follow, of course, for those that remember IT Nation Connect Europe 23. We had Mr. Lee Cockrell, former senior vice president of the Walt Disney Corporation, talking to us about service and culture and building brand. Those are the kinds of keynotes that we aim for. It's all, I keep saying it, it's all about attendee value. And so excited for Daniel Priestley's keynote.
That sounds amazing. I'm excited. I'm going to be there. I can't wait to witness this in full motion, and obviously catch up with Dan on his keynote. He's going to have some magical golden nuggets to take back and help us all, I'm sure. One thing we touched on it briefly earlier, and that is about, this feeds nicely into what it sounds like he's going to be talking about, how we can grow as individuals and grow our businesses. Is if we're the center to that universe, it's very difficult to do that, because we are the single hamster in that wheel, making it all go round, and everything comes through us and then goes out to teams or people, like employees, clients, etc., and the technology there to check if we need to log in to do stuff. So touching on your point there, Dan, I think it just reiterates that fact again, where it's about, this is the first step, is making sure you can free yourself up for this time to come to this event. If you can do that and delegate and crossover, it also gives resilience into your organization and business as well. Because if you're off on holiday or you're on sick, you've got cover. You've got someone else there who can kind of fill that void. They not it might not be what they really sort of enjoy doing, or they want to be doing it, but hey, they can deliver it for a period of time to get you from spot A to point B. And again, then moving on from that, you can then use these lessons and information from these events, I think, to really kick that on again.
Yeah, absolutely. And people might not do it in the way that you would do it, but that's not a bad thing either, because sometimes you find a better way of doing things. But you don't know until people are given the opportunity to step up. And again, huge in my career, the leaders that really pushed me forward in my career are those that gave me a very blank sheet of paper and minimal direction, and enabled me to go away and apply and think about things that I didn't know. But you become adept at learning things when you realize that you have to. It's going to give you, and also you get to put your own individual stamp on it. So it's giving people opportunity to grow by giving them empowered leadership rather than prescriptive, shall I say.
No, all very good, all very good. Dan, as you know, I talk about cups of tea, rock and roll. We talked about cups of tea earlier. Though we haven't touched on the rock and roll bit. Are you listening to any music at the moment? What's the last track you were listening to?
Oh, that is a good question. What's been on the playlist at the moment? As you well know, mine can be a bit eclectic.
That's good. That's a good thing.
It's January. It's dark. It's been blooming cold, and it's been pretty miserable. So I try to keep the tempo up a little bit at the moment. So it's been probably like mid 2010s. I don't know what that era is referred to. Sort of Ibiza tunes and Ibiza, shall I say? Sorry, it's the wrong pronunciation. I get told off. And of like Camel Fat and things like that. I've just been trying to keep. I did a bike ride this morning and tried to keep the. Again, it's the tempo. If the BPM isn't pretty high, then I'm just lose the will. So high tempo.
Perfect. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, thank you very much, Dan, for your time. I appreciate that. I know you've got a busy day-to-day job there as well. Listeners, watchers, however you're sort of ingesting this information, do take a look at the website. I'll let Dan give you that information and his contact details in just a second as well. and then we can sign off from the session. Dan, over to you to close things out.
Yep. So theitnation.com, as we're recording this until the end of January, if I remember rightly. I said not very good with dates and stats. We have our early bird ticket offers on, so you can get involved with that early bird. Please don't delay, because as I said, the longer you leave it, then that offer will expire. So head to theitnation.com. It's all one word. And then you'll find the conferences menu at the top there and can click through to IT Nation Connect Europe. Can't wait to see you there. 10th to the 12th of March, the Hilton Metropole, Edgware Road in London. It's going to be great. I look forward to, if I've not met you before, if you're listening, we've not met, I look forward, please come find me and tell us where you found us from. And I look forward to meeting you all. And Paul, thank you again for the opportunity.
Absolute pleasure, Dan. Thank you, everybody. Cool. Right.
Thank you, mate.
I think that's done. How's things?